Hello and welcome, sports fans, to the Prince William Ice Center, home of the George Mason University Patriots. I'm John Baranowski. With me is Phillip Prevost, and we got a great game as the Delaware University Blue Hens come all the way to Woodbridge, Virginia. A big program. They won an ACHA Division I title just 2 years ago. This is the ACHA Division III team matching up with George Mason's level. Phil, what are your thoughts on tonight's game?
Well, George Mason was blown out at the end of last week's game. They held in strong for 2 periods. It was 1-0. They held strong, and then an epic collapse. And part of it was not catching on the power play. They had 2 5-on-3s at one point, and it was just the Seahawks that catch on their power plays, and they scored. What was the score again? I can't remember.
The final was 4-1.
4-1. So all 4 goals they gave up was in that final period, and I know they were not happy with that. Coach Hychek, he was unhappy. He actually said he had a couple of choice words on the bench. He even was a little bit apologetic at the end because, emotions got high and they just collapsed. So they're hoping to rebound. They're hoping to stand in front of Whalen, who got the nod again for tonight. He stood in there strong. The coach said that we just didn't play well in front of him.
And that's true. Nick Whalen did a great job in net last week. I don't have a number of shots. I probably should have grabbed that statistic. But the Patriots were well outshot last game. Most of that coming in that third period. I believe it was a 15-5 difference.
Yeah, and
just in the third.
George Mason had no pressure in the zone, and all Seahawks, and they took advantage. As soon as Seahawks got that first goal, it was, as you can say, all you can score with fake kind of out there, John. Power play or no power play.
And, we just need to see some offense tonight. That's the one thing we've been missing so far. A 6-2 loss to James Madison, who they play tomorrow night here at the Prince William Ice Center, here on CrossIceFeed.com. And a 4-1 loss to the University of North Carolina at Wilmington. So we need to see the offense come out. Hopefully these players have had some time to practice together, learn where each other are going to be, and get their line set.
Yes, and we interviewed Coach Hychek earlier, and we'll play that in a minute, but he was saying about the power play. They worked on it this week. It's still going to be kind of an overload system, just the couple, scoring, but they have different looks, so they can try to score, because they did not capitalize once last week.
So we'll see what they can do here. We got the drop of the puck just 3 minutes away. We'll take you to that right after this. We now go live to an interview with Phillip Prevost.
Prevost here. I'm here with Coach Hychek, and just a couple questions for you today. Sure. First one is, last week against the Seahawks, we had strong 2 periods, and then in the third period we had a kind of a collapse. How did you go about practices this week?
Well, I think the main thing that we tried to do after the game was to remind everybody that we can't afford to come out flat at the beginning of the game, play a strong middle of the game, and then go weak in the third period. So we worked a lot in terms of consistency and our tempo this week. We also worked extremely hard in terms of our back check and covering the high slot on the rush. Any changes on the power play coming? Yes, we're going to have a different power play look tonight, and we're going to be running another overload, but it's going to be different than differently configured than last week. We've also changed our player personnel at the points. I think that's going to make a big difference for us.
And who's your starting goaltender tonight?
We're going back to Nick Whalen, who did a really solid job in the nets for us last week. I don't think we showed well for him in the third period, but I thought he looked strong throughout. So we want to give him the chance tonight.
Good. And one last question, I'll let you get back to work. Well, what do you expect for tonight?
Oh, I expect this to be a very good game. I mean, Delaware is coming down. We've never had the chance to play these guys before, but this is our first Atlantic region game. This counts for us for national and regional rankings, so I expect this to be a top-notch game.
Okay. Well, that will do. We'll let you get back to work. Thank you, Coach, and we'll be giving you the game in a couple minutes. All right, welcome back, sports fans. Just real fast before we start have the drop of the puck, we have these lovely George Mason ice hockey shirts that we're going to be giving out tonight and a couple nights. It has the schedule on the back here. They're going to be doing them in different colors. And I think, second period, I think they said they're going to be the second intermission? The second intermission. So the only way you're going to get one of these is if you come down to the game. So be here or you're not going to get a shirt. And so we're going to go right back to a quick commercial, and we'll drop the puck in just a moment.
Welcome back, sports fans. John Baranowski here with Phillip Prevost as we go to the drop of the puck soon. National anthem's out of the way. We're just waiting on the teams to break and take the ice.
And there's energy. George Mason looks like they're ready to go out there. Like I said earlier in the game, they had a disappointing third period last game. Let's see if they can erase that and get a quick one here.
University of Delaware, George Mason University Patriots. The first period starts now. Face-off one back to Shields, goes all the way back and around. They'll go for Sevi Cordova. Got the correct pronunciation this week. Sorry, Sevi. As it goes over the far side, Tarek Zagade tries to put it in. Nothing doing there. UD will take it back. Back over to those far sides as Delaware tries to work it through. It goes for Eric Downs. Downs trying to play it ahead to Josh Evans. Can't seem to make the connection. Back to the near side. From that near side corner it goes. Up top for Evans. Evans putting it down low. Round behind the net. Nick Baker will pick it up for the Patriots. Comes out for Downs. Downs looks towards center. Backhand effort just a bit wide. Trying to find the man there. Andrew Knight on the doorstep waiting. Trying to get back behind the goaltender. Over the far side it is for Downs. Downs works it into the corner, chases after his own pass, swinging round behind the net now to the near side. Looks from the half boards, lots of pressure on from Tarek Zagade. Quick shot, save made by Whalen, and he's going to hang on here with 18:47 remaining in the first.
And I think Whalen wanted that puck. I mean, that was all pressure from Delaware there. And just George Mason was spinning in circles. They needed a break.
Face off one now by Nova. Deep in their own zone, works into the corner. Delaware trying to work it out, but no, it's going to come back the other way now. A chance for Joe Pouliot. We didn't see Pouliot last week, and he has another chance in front, sweeping at it. He misses the puck. He's going to take out the goaltender and the net. He goes down hard on that one. Let's hope he's okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of actually shocked there, John, that there was no penalty called on there. He kind of got taken down. But they're just letting it go right now, and the Lions, he's putting the net back on the ice.
Face-off one by the Blue Hens. Delaware Blue Hens working on the far side. Sticked away, a good chance there from Tyler Lovejoy. Couldn't hang on for long. It's back out to Brian Bach. Pushed back into the zone. It goes for Eric Orticelli. Orticelli pushes it ahead, intercepted finally by the Patriots. To the far side boards it goes, pushed ahead by Lovejoy as he gets knocked off the biscuit. Chasing it down now will be Carbonke. Carbonke along the near side forces it ahead. Patriots will intercept at their own blue line, flipping it ahead gingerly for Jeff Egan. Egan's going to draw a call. Going to be a hit from behind. Into the box will be Eric Orticelli of the Blue Hens.
Actually, I mean, they called that, but I feel that wasn't as bad as the takedown earlier going towards the net. But maybe it's a little bit of a makeup call there. They missed one, and now they got one. Let's see if the power play can capitalize tonight.
17:52 remaining here in the first. No score. First power play opportunity for the Patriots. Back now goes for Baker at the far point. Over to the far side. It goes for Sevi Cordova. Cordova puts it down into the corner for Tony Cordova. Back up to Sevi. Sevi bobbles the puck, but he gets it back to Baker, top of the slot. He takes a shot. Blocker save, and it goes into the corner. Sevi Cordova after it. Minute 40 remains on that power play. Cordova on the far side half boards. Surveys his options, trying to avoid some of the pressure coming from Ryan Siracco. Hey, Siracco will put him into the boards, but a little bit of help coming as Tony took the blow. Sevi driving to the net, had his pocket pick, poke check effort on the way in. Over to the far side it goes for Tony Cordova. Cordova takes the shot right into the breadbasket, covered up in the 5-hole with 1:19 remaining here on the power play.
Not bad. They were trying. George Mason's trying to get in there. A little misdirection, trying to get the goalie off guard, but so far, no puck in the net.
We'll have the face-off. I'll make it known. Clear the length of the ice. Hitting from behind is the call as it's taken away by Downs deep in enemy territory. Quick pick there. George Mason got away with one. Good save by Whalen, backstopping his team on the shorthanded attempt. Coast to coast it goes for Zagate, now to the near side corner. They got a number of players in the way, and we moved them once. I don't know if they'll move again. It goes now for Baker. Nick Baker along this near side corner. No, I'm sorry, he passed it off to Alex Mandeville. Lots of standing people around, and it's hard to see some of these numbers. Mandeville on the near side half boards, drives into the corner. Back in that near side corner, Mandeville with it still. Will force it up top for Zagate. Zagate to the far side, calling for it. Quick shot from Baker. Save made. 21 seconds remains on the power play. Can you see into that corner? I'm struggling.
I'm struggling too. I'm actually struggling on both sides. When the camera goes over to the left here, I actually have to look at the computer screen because I don't want to block your view and I can't see anything.
Maybe we can figure something out between periods. Baker at the far side point puts it down onto the half boards for Sevi Cordova. Sevi had lost it on his stick. Headed back the other way. We're off to a foot race here. I believe that's Martelli. Martelli, quick shot. He sails it wide. Patriots got lucky on that one as it gets back down to the near side. That was a full-on breakaway that ended that power play effort. Back to the near side it goes for Alex Mandeville. Mandeville gets hit hard as he goes into the zone. He'll dump the puck. Delaware works the breakout now to the near side. Forces it lay up ice. Stopped by Whalen back behind the net. Over to the far side boards it goes. Delaware back in possession. Joseph Tarantino with it. Puts it in front. He had Justin Melendez. Nothing doing. Back the other way it goes now. The transfer, David Guiney. Guiney takes the shot. Exhales wide. Forcing that puck down on the far side. Guiney reaching for it. Can't seem to get it. Knocks a man down. Luckily no call there. Coming back for Jeff Egan. Egan from the far side point will dump it round behind the net. Retrieving it will be the Blue Hens. Zach Kappa with that one. We'll send it over the far side for Joseph Tarantino. Tarantino will send it to the near side. Sticked away there. Chance by Guiney. Good work there.
I think they're aiming for the referee now, John.
They might be at this point. Just under 15 minutes here in the first. No scores. It back to the near side for Rabinowitz. Dustin Rabinowitz with the backhand pass there. Taken away and finally cleared by Guiney. But I think we're going to get the icing call. We will.
Yeah, so far, George Mason doesn't look too happy. They come out, the power play is a little flat again. Just couldn't get it. Once they had that first clear, they had that first zone presence, they could never really get back in the zone. The Blue Havens were doing well at the checking at the neutral.
Goes into the zone, face-off wins. Save made there by Whalen. He was ready for the second effort, but it never came. Round to the near side corner are the Blue Hens. Patriots will get it back, but not for long. Battling for that one here is Jeff Egan. Egan will force it ahead for Connor Gear. Gear ahead for Guiney. They're trying to get some fresh legs on. That's a tired line as Guiney will try and race back. Back the other way it goes for the Blue Hens. Dropping it off was Bryson. Bryson will put it to the net. Wayland will scoop it up. And he says, nope, this one's mine.
Well, we got a break here, John. Let's hit. George Mason Hockey is sponsored by Geico of Northern Virginia. Geico, where a 15-minute phone call can save you 15%. Call agent David Stinson, Sr. for a quote at 703-754-3555.
Quick shot on net. Whalen steers it aside. Back in the near side corner, working it through for Downs. Quick play in front. It's back behind the goaltender, but it avoids the goal line. Whalen shakes his head at that one.
He better kiss his pad later for that one.
Yeah. He goes, well, oh well. Easy come, easy go. Josh Evans round behind the net, trying to work something to the front. Nothing on the doorstep. Over to the far side it goes. Dan Vecchio chasing after it. Can't seem to get it away. Ryan Siracco will keep it in. Puts it down for Eric Downs. Downs has been all over the ice so far. Just 7 minutes into this contest, he has been a real force. He goes down to that far side, hits off the dasher. Ahead for Vecchio. Can Vecchio play it ahead? We'll see. Down on the far side. Delaware trying to play keep away as it comes back to the near side boards. Trying to find for Siracco. Intercepted by Garrett Pohl. He's going to retrieve it and clear it, and they're going to get a wholesale change. 13 minutes remain here in the first. No scores. It comes back to the near side. Eric Orticelli. No, I'm sorry. That is Daniel Hulse who had it. Back round to the near side boards. Siracco with it. Over to the far side. Back for Hulse. Quick shot. Pad save. Well, the rebound was right there for Jack Schildkraut, but nothing doing. Back now goes for Siracco. Siracco will try and dump it in. Getting to it was Schildkraut. Nothing doing. Far side. And it pops out of the zone. Chasing after will be Siracco after it couldn't be held by Kevin Ladow. Sent back into the Patriot zone. It's going to be picked up by Nick Baker behind his own net. Sent over to the far side for Joe Pouliot. Pouliot went from being a Patriot to being a Patriot. He was on the Potomac Patriots here on Cross Ice Feed just last year. Down into the corner it goes. Alex Mandeville chasing it down. He's taking a big hit on that one. As it goes over on that far side. Still with it from that corner. Mandeville still battling for it. He's battling Schildkraut. He gets a little bit of help as it pumps out towards the far side and over the blue line. We're going to have a hand pass. That explains why I didn't go for that puck too quickly. Here with just under 12 minutes remaining.
George Mason's got to do better about protecting the slot. Phillip, 3 or 4 times now, Blue Havens have had a player behind the net and been able to pass it to that slot, and they've had someone standing there waiting. It's lucky one went wide, and a couple other times the Masons were able to block it.
Goes right in front. Save made there by Troy Kalana, the goaltender. That's the first we've had to mention him. It is the 4th shot, but the save's not all that spectacular yet. Just haven't seen him. Hasn't had to.
They've been wide.
Face-off won by the Patriots. Working it off will be Brian Bach. He gets it back in that near side corner. Digging for it now. Still digging for it with him is Tarek Zagade. Quick play in front. That goes off the crossbar. And a bouncing puck underneath of Kalana. That was too close.
It was. And you know what? That's something that the Masons need. A lucky bounce. So far, the bounce has been going towards Delaware. So, unfortunately, they couldn't capitalize on that one.
We'll have the face-off to the glove side of Troy Kalana. As it comes back to the near side boards. Kept in by that's Ryan Pejao. Pejao working it, but can't keep the hold on. As it goes down low, it goes for Zagade. Zagade battling forward ahead with Carbonki. Carbonki will be the man who is the victor on that one as it centers through. To the near side it goes for Steve Zawada. Zawada battling for it along the near side boards, centered in front of the slot. Forced around, Orticelli will go down off of this stick laying there on the ice. As it swings around to that far side, Zawada will take it again. Back round to the near side boards. Foot race to get to it. It's kept in just barely by Carbonki. Carbonki will catch it out of the air on the clearing attempt. As pushed through center. Ahead for Orticelli. Orticelli takes a shot off of the shin pad of Brian Bach and wide. Back to the near side it goes. A little bit of pushing and shoving in front. As it goes, another opportunity right there in front in the Thomas Holmstrom zone. As we'll have another chance here at Seti Cordova. We'll try to play ahead to Zagade. Great play by Eric Orticelli to keep that puck away. And he'll work the breakout from behind his own net halfway through this first period. No score on the board. Back to the near side it goes for Garrett Pohl. He'll clear it in. Chasing it after will be Connor Gear. Gear sends it to the outside. Picked up by Jeff Egan. Over. Quick shot came from the far side point, but it's intercepted and trying to feed it back the other way was Josh Evans. We'll have the icing. No, it's waved off, beaten. Oh, and a hard hit there as the player was knocked out from under his skates. Josh Evans went hard into the boards. I think we're going to see a cross check on that one. Not the one I expected, but a minor is a minor.
I kind of expected a trip there a little bit myself, but he went hard in the board, so something had to be called.
It looked a lot like the play that sent Evgeny Malkin delayed to the start of his career.
Ooh, yeah.
With that high ankle sprain. Luckily, Josh Evans is still up and skating, unlike Malkin was back in 2007.
That wasn't against Florida, was it? Because he's not allowed to play Florida anymore. He gets hurt every time.
Well, it was John LeClaire that actually upended him. It was his own player. That was the first game of his career. I think it was against New Jersey, if I remember correctly. And off the faceoff, we're going to have a puck up into the rafters. Low roof makes it so the Murphy dump not all that good.
Yeah, the fan got a puck there.
Joe Poliak just lofted over the glass. They look like they could use a puck.
He didn't like that puck. He just wasn't friendly.
I don't like it. No, get it out of here. Like a pitcher with a baseball. Face off one back to the Blue Hens. Far side it goes for downs. Cross-checking is the call against Baker. Top of the slot it goes for Sirocco over the far side. Back far point, Sirocco with it again. To the near side for Martell. Martell take the shot. Glove save, and Whalen's going to hang on. And he's going to have some words with the man in beside him. Be like, hey, you're not allowed in here. Get out of here.
That's actually like the third time Whalen's kind of, knocked the guy. I mean, hey, get out of my crease.
Now he's got to be careful when he does that. It was the Boston Bruins in the Winter Classic. It was Tim Thomas who was pushing Scott Hartnell, and that was the one goal against him. And, hey, Timmy. What? Goal. Whalen's got to watch, make sure he picks his time. Face-off won by the Patriots. Going to be played around by Pejao. Up but not out. Quick shot in by Martell. Pad save and a beaut. Kick to the near side corner. Pejao, goes back up top for Martell once more. Up, and Martell couldn't held it in. Now comes for Egan. Egan, 2-on-1. Beside him is Connor Gear. He goes into the corner, trying to kill some time. We got a minute 15 remaining on the power play as it's back the other way now. 3-on-2. To the near side it goes for Steve Bryson. Bryson will take the shot, deflected in front and deflected away. Back to the near side corner. Working at it is Egan. Egan will loft it up, but not out. It's kept in by Martell. To the near side. Hard to catch a number on some of these sweaters. They wrinkle quickly, as I believe that's Dustin Rabinowitz. Rabinowitz will play it round behind the net. A sneaky little pass goes for Melendez. Melendez up top for Sirocco. Sirocco back down to Melendez. Down low it goes for Bryson. Bryson has his pocket pick. Good effort there. Rabinowitz trying to get back to it. Nothing doing the Patriots have. No, it's intercepted in front. Quick shot. Melendez snuck one just wide of the net. That angle is just a little bit different. Whalen didn't see it. He didn't move in time. Another quick shot. Steered aside, and Whalen's going to snap down on it. Like hungry hippos. He's not having that one anymore.
No, but Blue Hens got good pressure there, John. Cycling the puck. Except for that one little breakaway there, they've had control of their power play. But 24 seconds left. And
that first unit really got Whalen off of his angles. He was not in position for a couple of those shots and got lucky. Yeah. Back to the near side. It happens, as it goes again. Another chance it goes. We'll have a delayed call as Mandeville was battling for that biscuit. 11 seconds, we'll have 4-on-4. What was the call? Slash? Interference. I look away for 1 second. 8:07, he remains here in the first. Nothing your score. We'll have 11 seconds of 4. No, it's back the other way. I apologize.
Yeah, it's 5-on-3.
Into the box will be going Aaron Shields. I thought for sure that call was on Delaware. 11 seconds of 5-on-3, followed by more power play for the Blue Hens. Off the face-off win it'll be Bishop. Takes the shot. Whalen will hang on to it.
Mason's got to be careful here. This is just what happened third period last game against the Seahawks. A couple bad penalties and another 5-on-3 against them.
1 second left on that 5-on-3. It'll expire. Baker back out onto the ice. To the near side it goes for Bishop. Bishop trying to play it down low. He can't seem to find Andrew Knight. In front, again, that one for Josh Evans, the player who went hard into the boards. Good to see him back out there right away. Bishop, again, top of the slot. He tees it up, and he got nothing on it. Stopped up by the Patriot defense, but couldn't get it out. Baker going into the far corner. He catches an edge. To the near side. Delaware trying to work to it. Garrett Pohl battling away. Mandeville had a chance at it. He swiped it away. Good clear there. Minute 12 remains on 5-on-4 action. To the near side it goes. Daniel Gassel putting it into pursuit. We're going to have delayed penalty call. He lost his stick in the man. We're going to get a hold call. No, it's the other way. Are you kidding me? Back to the near side it goes. Delaware with it still. Puts it to the net. Whalen had a piece of it. They'll finally get a whistle. And Whalen gets a stick to the face, and he's going to fall down hard on it. He is not happy.
Got some discussion going on here. Referee's trying to sort it out, see if we get an extra penalty there for the looked like the knob of the stick from the other player that got into his mask and
well, that's a
right
butt
off.
Ending.
Maybe got a butt ending.
I don't know if we'll get that call, but that's what it would be if that's the case. I just find it shocking. Another call against the Patriots when Daniel Gassel's the man who lost his stick. I'm sure they're going to call the hook on that, but certainly should have been a hold involved as well.
Now we got 6 who's gone in the box.
Matt Bishop will go for the Blue Hens. Is that all who is going to go? That's the question. 52 seconds remains on the penalty to Aaron Shields. 6:59 remaining in the first. No score.
We're going to have to wait for the announcement because no one for the Masons is going in the box. We got 6:59 left in the first period. Right now they still on the board. They only have 55 on the board for 52 seconds for his interference call. We're still waiting on the call from the rink announcer. A lot of discussion. Some of the players don't even know what's going on, John.
This would have been a much better time to play, hey, what's going on?
Those days and us in the box.
What do you mean those days? We'll be doing that tomorrow prior to this game, to our game here on Cross Ice Feed as George Mason takes on James Madison. You like that plug? I thought that was a good plug.
That is a good plug.
The scheduled start time is 9:30, but we're told that Nova has a game at 8, so I imagine that's going to be delayed a little bit, probably closer to 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean, the paper we have here says 10:10. On the website says 9:30. Probably going to be 10:10, a little bit further. But just have to wait to see.
We'll have another man in the box. They are calling this coincidental?
It looks like it.
Yeah, another more on the board, and we're skating 5-on-4. Off the face-off, Sevi Cordova will get to it and clear it out, but not far enough, as Delaware will get it right back. Noah, slap at it by Tony Cordova. Lots of pressure on by Sevi as Orticelli chases it down into that corner. We have 35 seconds remaining on the power play for the Blue Hens. Cross-ice feed to the far side as it goes into the zone for Kevin Liddell. Up, and it hits a light. Now we're lucky that there's a cage on that thing because that was right above the bench.
Right above the Lindsay. Poor Lindsay.
Yeah, shattering glass, that'd be an interesting delay.
John, I'm going to have to start keeping track sometimes. Mason hasn't had a shot in, I would say, a good 5-10 minutes here.
They have been on the penalty kill for at least 6 of them.
At least 6 of them, yeah. I mean, hey, and they're keeping the, knock on wood, the puck out right now, so keep it up.
You know that table's plastic, right?
If I hit my head, it would hurt.
We'll have the face-off to the glove side. Won by the Patriots. Cleared up and out, a good bouncing puck there. 18 seconds remains on the power play for the Blue Hens.
I'm trying to even look to see what wood's around here. There's nothing. It's just steel and plastic and glass.
We get plaster count.
I got to go hit a board.
Working the breakout to the near side. The Blue Hens leave their own zone. Sent to the far side, intercepted by Brian Bach. As we have 5-a-side hockey once more, he'll get to the blue line but can't get much further. 6 minutes remain here in the first. So hook and a slash. Yes. The hook came against George Mason, the slash against Delaware. Quick shot, easy steer aside by the blocker, puck back behind the Patriot net as it comes back to that near side for the Blue Hens. Up top for Eric Martell. Martell will play it through for Melendez. Melendez swinging through, trying to get the shot into a bunch of shin pads. Back to Melendez. I'm sorry, that's Martell who had some room out to the outside. Trying to work it away was Pouliot. Nothing doing. Far side it goes. Up to the... that bench is a dangerous place right now as another puck goes out of play.
Yeah, maybe they're just trying to wake up the Masons a little bit. Maybe a little puck to head.
Yeah, well...
I really don't wish harm on anyone. Maybe John, but other than that, no one.
Backup Tendy might want to put his bucket on. Face-off won by the Blue Hens, working it ahead for Hulse. On the far side, pushed ahead. Garrett Pohl sends it to the near side boards. No one to get it. Chasing it down will be Connor Gear. Calling for it in front was Garrett Pohl. He's not going to get it. Will come out for Baker. Baker sends it to the far side of the ice. No one was there to get it. Finally, Guiney will get to it. 5 minutes remain in the first, no score. As around front, and a good effort by the Delaware defense to get their legs in front of sticks. Just nothing working on those shots. We are going to get a delayed penalty call. I think it's going to be an interference.
They get it for knocking the stick away?
Well, that's just it. Right now, on whom?
Looks like number 1 there. That one, no, 11. Wow, my glasses are bad.
Well, it's not just that. The Delaware jerseys, they don't have the sewn-on numbers. You can tell it's all screened on, and it's wrinkling a lot. You lose a digit every so often, especially when the players tuck them in the pants. I can see why the NHL outlawed that last season. Far side, Nick Baker, far point, as the Patriots will be on the Glory Days Grill power play. As quick play in front for Sevi Cordova, couldn't connect. Down to the near side corner it goes for Tony Cordova. Played in front, trying to find Sevi. In the way was Josh Evans. Sevi worked to the far side, cleared up and out on the Murphy dump. Good work there by the Blue Hens. Tarek Zagade. Lots of pressure on from Eric Downs. Again, that guy has been everywhere. Big pass to the near side. Tony Cordova has it, plays it back to Zagade. We're going to have a delayed penalty call. George Mason should play this away as quick as possible so they can get the most 5-on-3. Little dragnet is going to the box. Will be Matt Bishop, his second trip to the sin bin. We'll have a minute 20 of 5-on-3. Last game we saw quite controlling 5-on-3. 2 efforts on it, but no scores.
But it's unfortunately they didn't have a score because they did look decent. Like, for the most part, they had over a minute each.
Up top to Baker, far point, back to the near side for Tarek Zagade. Quick play across hole and a good effort there. Who was it? That was Sevi Cordova. Back up top to Tarek Zagade near point. Far side for Baker. Baker in the middle for Mandeville. Puck bounces off his shin pad into the near side corner. We have a minute on 5-on-3. From the near corner goes for Zagade into Tony Cordova. Bouncing puck, it's underneath the tendy, and he snaps down on it. Man in the crease, I believe, was Mandeville, and he was pushed out of dodge quite quickly.
That was a quick whistle, actually, there, John. And they're trying to protect the goalies. Speaking of goalies, I just want to say, we have the battling helmets. They're both black. You know, I think Wayland's different than it was last week. I think, didn't he wear a different color?
I'm not sure. I'd have to go to the tape, actually. Over to the far side it goes for Nick Baker. Baker, near side it goes for Zagade. From the near side corner, he puts it down behind the net for Tony Cordova. Cordova in front for Sevi, can't work it through. Trying to find it on the doorstep. Far side, Baker will pinch in. George Mason playing very down low right now. They were a big umbrella team last week. Over it goes for Cordova. Nice loft shot there for Zagade. Save on the pad. Rebound comes to the near side. Delaware has it. Can they get it up and out? They cannot. Good work by the Patriots here. Zagade up to Baker on the near point. Pushes Zagade on the half boards. Cross ice it goes for Cordova. He misses just wide. Near side, we have 12 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3. Zagade with it. Far side it goes. Baker's pass off his stick. Zagade looked to tee it up. Nope, decided against it. Now he'll send it on, but it hits off his skate. Now we'll have 5-on-4 hockey for 40 seconds. Still in the zone. It goes to the far side. Baker. Oh, Baker has run from that one. He lined him up. Probably should have been a charge. We have a 3-on-2 back the other way. Delaware with it. Back to the near side. Ortoselli looking for the pass. What an effort there by Tony Cordova to get in the way. That's an underrated effort right there. Will be buried on the stat sheet, but that was big.
Yeah, I agree with you, John. He just went right for the guy. He wasn't going for the puck there.
No, that was a little bit of a charge coming from Delaware. Definitely looked it.
We have 22 seconds left here on our 5-on-4 power play for the Patriots.
Next. Go the face-off to the blocker side. One eventually by the Patriots. It's going to come back to the near side it goes. Baker will send it cross ice. Sent in by Cordova. We're going to have 10 seconds remaining on the power play as the second unit comes on. Played up, but not out. Finally, the effort will be done by Kevin Ladow. He sends the length of the ice, and that's going to wrap up the power play, the man advantage. 2:08 remaining, still no score. To the near side, good play by Bach. Avoids one man, gets it again. Looking to slip through once more. 3 men will take him off the puck this time. He is sneaky. He can dangle around players. He did it once last game, just couldn't put it in the net. Back through it goes. Swiping at it, the 9-iron shot. Save made on the pad by Whalen. The other second opportunity, and it's covered up off the side of the net. Oh, my goodness, what a save.
So far tonight, Whalen's been the best player for the Patriots. But, John, on that full penalty power play, 2 shots. Record 2 shots. Some good looks, though.
Well, you got to find those lanes. They didn't appear, I guess, as it goes round behind the net. Trying to force it the rest of the way around the horn. It was Pejao, nothing doing. Back over to the far side. Garrett Pohl will go at it. Now he sends to the near side boards. Connor Gear chasing after it. A little bit of pressure from Joseph Tarantino. Forced ahead by the Patriots. Gear trying to work it ahead. He got out of the zone, but not too far, as Pejao will take it now. Sends it over to Garrett Pohl. We have 1:18 remaining in the period. Near side it goes for Pejao. Sends a long toss on. It was touched up by Jeff Egan to negate the icing call. Into the zone it goes. David Guiney working that puck. Couldn't hang on to it for long. It's cleared the length of the ice. Baker. 1 minute remaining here as it gets. Klana will send it off for Martell. Martell will have it through. Round to the near side it goes for Tarantino. Tarantino gets pushed off the puck. Round behind now for Baker. Baker couldn't hang on. Put in front. It's taken away by Garrett Pohl. Lucky he had that sweater on. Back to the near side. Oh, a big hit at center ice. Back behind the play, and that's definitely going to be a penalty. Charging is the call, and rightfully so. 32.1 seconds remain here in the first, and we're going to have a blue hen in the box.
His 25. His 25 on my list.
Andrew Knight into the box for charging.
Maybe he thought he was on his horse. Nah, I know, it wasn't good. I'm not a good comedian, okay?
Well, we'll get there. Yeah, I just realized what looks off about this game. I'll see maybe if you can identify what I'm looking at. It goes over the far side. Baker couldn't hang on to it. Getting back to it was Eric Downs. Baker pressuring him hard, and he will take it off of him. Great effort there by Baker. Cleared back into Patriot territory. Just 16 seconds remain in the period. Oh! And an opportunity right at the side of the net. An angled stick by Josh Evans nearly sent the clearing effort into the back of the net. 5 seconds remain in the period, and I think George Mason should probably work to finish this one off. And they will. That's how the period will end. 1:28 remaining here on the power play for the Patriots. I'm John Baranowski. With me is Phillip Prevost. We will discuss all this and more in the intermission report right after this. Welcome back, sports fans. John Baranowski here with Phillip Prevost. Nothing your score. Don't know if it should have necessarily been that way. It's a rather lopsided affair. Right now, George Mason seems to be struggling a bit. If it wasn't for Nick Whalen, I think this would be a very different game.
Yeah, I mean, the Patriots are kind of lucky it's even right now. Even though the shots are only 6-9 in favor for the Blue Havens, it's still, there's been more of a domination from them on their part.
But I mean, some of that comes from the referee. I mean, they were down for 3 consecutive penalties that overlapped. It's hard. You obviously aren't going to expect shots there. Their 5-on-3, their power play has struggled so far this season. Again, it's a young season. You expect some of that. But certainly, it's not the differences we were hoping to see yet.
Right. The passing's not clear. They've had some good, people lined up for the one-timers and just not getting that puck on the stick fast enough to get the lanes open. They both had their opportunities. Both teams have had 5-on-3s. The Masons are on, not the Masons, George Mason Patriots are on their 4th power play. University of Delaware has also had 4. It just seems like they were a lot more bunched up, so it seemed like a longer time. But is it 2 minutes, 2 shots in that last 10 minutes of play? They got to find a way of getting more offense.
Right, and well, that's something that hopefully in the locker room has been taken care of. The good talk from Coach Hyjic. Maybe one of the assistant coaches will see how the Patriots come out with it.
Yeah, you just got to be like, guys, we haven't played our best, but we're not losing right now.
They look tense. I mean, they look a little excitable. They look like they've been overhyping this game. That's what this intermission is for. Calm down and get their game back.
Right, and it also seems like it's to the point that they're trying not to lose the game. They're not trying to go out to win it. They're just trying to not lose it. And I mean, from what happened last game, maybe this will calm some nerves. They didn't give up any goals. Hopefully, they can get some heads in the right direction.
We'll see what happens in the second period of play. We'll go back to that right after this. Welcome back, sports fans. John Baranowski here with Phil Prevost. We have a minute 28 of power play remaining for the George Mason University Patriots as they take on the University of Delaware Blue Hens. Face-off one, back to Nick Baker over the far side for Brian Bach. Bach will clear it round behind the net. Took an odd angle off of that corner, actually, as it comes down to the near side boards. Back through, Bach unable to stop it. We have a minute 10 remaining on the power play now. Bach will work the breakout from the far side of his own net. Carries up ice through center now. To the near point. Looks to the half boards, now to the corner. He went coast to coast on that one. Now plugs it to the near side half boards for Sevi Cordova. Tony tried to take it from him. No, Sevi's still with it. Back behind the net, put it in front. Bouncing puck swept away there by Troy Klana. Cleared up and out. We have 38 seconds remaining on the power play for the Patriots. Alex Mandeville will get the puck out of there before he's hit into the boards. It plays down to the near side corner. Ahead for Evans. Shot went well wide of the net. It goes for Alex Mandeville on the far side. He is pressured hard. Bach trying to get back to it. It's taken away by Delaware. That was Eric Downs again. The 7 sweater has been everywhere. Goes through. Ahead for Sevi Cordova. Ahead to Mandeville. Mandeville enters the zone. He's got 9 seconds remaining on the power play. Into the corner. Lost the biscuit, and it's played in front. Delaware putting it up, but not out. Baker will kick it now to the near side boards for Tony Cordova. Down low for Sevi. Back behind the net. Put it in front. He scores! Sevi to Tony Cordova from point-blank range. Knocks it top shelf. We've got a 1-0 game.
That's right when the penalty expired there, so I don't think it's going to count as a power play, but you can credit the power play on that one. That was a good setup. Guy creeping in towards the net through the slot.
I mean, they were trying to work that for a while. It didn't look like he had any room in front, and they managed to send that puck directly skyward.
Kind of took a page out of Delaware's playbook there.
Really and truly. As it goes back through now to the far side for Andrew Knight. Knight takes the shot, but it's off of Ryan Pejau's stick. Back over it goes. Jeff Egan pushes the man off the puck. And through it goes. Knight again trying to force it to the net. Nothing doing. 18 minutes remain here in the second. We're going to have a whistle. Puck out of play.
Ice looks a little wet still there. That puck's kind of sailing on them.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, if you haven't realized what the odd thing is about this game that I noticed, who's wearing white?
Well, if you want to consider University of Delaware is wearing white buckets.
Well, some of them. We have a couple black ones, as you see, with Andrew Knight. Knight forcing it through. Knocked down. Tony Cordova with the goal. Sevi Cordova will get the first assist. And Nick Baker will get the second assist on that one. So it's Tony Cordova from Sevi Cordova and Nick Baker. Back up top it goes for Ryan Pejau. He takes the slapper. Stick save made. It goes over the far side. David Guiney working off of it. Back round to the near side. Working it ahead is Andrew Knight. He forces it forward. Stopped by Brian Bach. Bach ahead. Lost it as he came in, but he did force it into that near corner. Over to the far side it goes for Eric Downs. Quick shot save made there by Klana. Round to the near side. As it goes over to the near side boards. Picked up there by Pouliot. Pouliot to the far side for Pole. Shot save made off the pad. Rebound goes into the corner. Picked up there by Carbonki. Pouliot forcing him hard. Goes to Mandeville. Mandeville had his pocket pick. It was taken off of his stick there. Mandeville will get it right back off of the effort by Andrew Knight.
Patriots smell blood here right now.
They sure do as it comes ahead for Tyler Lovejoy. Quick shot that goes off of a shin pad and wide. Lovejoy will send it into the far corner. No one there. Chasing it down will be Joe Pouliot. Pouliot can't get there, but it is gloved down. And we're going to have a hand pass. Knocking that one down. It's a good effort by Garrett Pohl to keep it in, nonetheless.
Yeah, that first goal woke them up, and they shots are 8-9 now. So University of Delaware has not had a shot yet in this period.
But as I was saying, I mean, the NCAA, which the ACHA follows NCAA rules, says a white jersey, a powder blue jersey, a gold jersey, or a yellow jersey are all acceptable. None of the above, as we have blue on green.
Yeah, that maybe if you count the faded blues, maybe light blue, but that's not light blue.
No, I mean, it's light, but not light enough. If this was a black and white screen, you'd have no idea who was who. Over to the far side, it goes for Nick Baker. Baker trying to work it ahead. He goes off of Kevin McAllister. I believe that's McAllister. As it comes around to the near side. Dan Vecchio trying to work it ahead. I believe we have the fourth line out here. 16 minutes remain in the first. 1-0 George Mason. Ahead for Vecchio. This fourth line has got a lot of heart, though. I tell you, just last game they had one effort where I made sure I gave them special attention. They are just scrapping right now. Back to the near side it goes for Kevin Liddell. Liddell to the outside centering pass. No one there to get it. Back the other way for Kevin McAllister. McAllister lost an edge and still battled back to it. Shot comes. Whalen saves it. And it's going to be knocked out of the air.
Black and white TV, John. Really?
You know what? People love hockey. I would watch any hockey game. Black and white screen, 5 inches or less. And it's an Oilers game. I mean, I'd watch it.
Well, the way you'd be able to tell it is the Patriots would be black, and then you would have Delaware as a gray.
That helps. Back around on the near side boards it goes for Sevi Cordova. You know what? When else you couldn't see it? Radio. Back round behind the net. Far side it goes. Delaware in their own zone. Trying to make some room is Joseph Tarantino. A big pressure on Matt Bishop. Maybe looking for his third time in the sin bin. Coming up with the bit of a cross check. Far side it goes for Tarantino. Dangles around one man. Working a 4-on-2 as he swings around behind the net. Quick play in front. Goaltender knocked down is Whalen. Back in the near side corner. Big hit into the boards. Ahead for Sevi Cordova, and he'll loft it ahead, but it's gloved out of the air. Tony will come to his aid and push it further out.
Whalen was looking for a penalty there. Was asking the ref, what's the deal?
Zach Kappa had that opportunity over to the far side. Brian Bach will have it at center red. To the near side for Ryan Pejao. Pejao will send it round behind the net. Over to the far side it goes. Big effort there. Coming from, I believe that's Connor Gear. Round to the near side for Pejao. Pejao down low for Sevi Cordova. Battling off Zach Kappa. Into the near side. Bach can't hold on. He'll have to bring it out to center red. Center it to the far side. Errant pass comes right to Delaware. Tarantino can't get a handle on it. Garrett Pohl will step in the way. He puts it closer towards the net. Whalen was ready for that one. It's back clear the length of the ice now. Zach Kappa. Lots of pressure on from David Guiney. Kappa over the far side is, I believe that was Connor Gear who lost an edge. He goes for Kappa now on the outside. Quick shot. Blocker save. Steered to the far side. Just under 14 minutes remain here. 1-0 Patriots. Cleared up and out. UD will have to set up at their own blue line. Pressure on from David Guiney. To the near side. Kappa will clear it round behind the net. Chasing it down will be Nick Baker. Baker playing it along the far side. Goes to Gear. Played ahead from Egan. And is taken away. Bouncing puck through. Guiney will slap it in from center red. And they're going to get some fresh legs on. Round behind the net, Matt Bishop sends it over the far side. Bouncing puck through the center now. Scooped up by the Blue Hens. Intercepted by Pouliot. Pouliot will have it on the outside. Swings around over the far side boards. Trying to clear it up and out of the zone. Not enough on it. Bouncing puck on that far side. Pouliot will get the second attempt and get it out of here. But looks like we're going to have the icing call.
Looks like
We will, and is there going to be a power play with it? Yes, there is. We're going to have an interference call on whom?
Blue. Delaware.
So, into the box,
Looks like
Zach Kappa, the man, for interference.
.13:07 left in the period here, John. Shots are 11-8 in favor of Delaware. Even though the Patriots have been showing a lot of pressure here, they've been really better in this period. Whatever Coach Hychek said in that locker room over the first intermission is working so far.
We'll have the face-off won by the Patriots as they start off the Glory Days Grill power play. Round behind the net it goes, and it'll be Sevi Cordova who works off the far side half boards. Up top to Brian Bach, top of the slot. He takes a shot, pad save, rebound in front. It comes back up, but not out. Kept in by Brian Bach. Far side it goes for Tony Cordova. Round behind the net to Sevi. Sevi Cordova round behind the net. Looks to the near side for Tony. Tony up top for Baker. Quick shot, blocker save sent to the near corner. Tony Cordova goes to retrieve it. We have a minute 23 remaining on the power play. Goes up top to Baker. Over to the far side now for Brian Bach. Bach, as they switch from an overload, try and spread it out a little more. Clear it up and out. A good effort there coming from, I believe, that is Josh Evans. Wayland will play it off. And Baker went to go after it. He was knocked down from behind. No call as this Bach will push it ahead. Mandeville will give chase. Minute remains on the power play. Behind the net. Played right in front, bouncing puck. Off the doorstep, kicked up, but not out. Brian Bach again. That hand-eye coordination is brilliant. Mandeville from the far side corner. Round behind the net. It goes for Tony Cordova. Cordova looking to the near side. A little bit of a stick in the way, but it gets up to Baker. Up, but not out. No, a good effort there by Eric Orticelli to get that one away. 30 seconds remain on the power play for the Patriots. Bach through the neutral zone. Lose it, gets it back, looks for the shot. Oh, it sails just wide. He was waiting for that highlight reel right there. Baker lost an edge.
Wanted to give the high reel. He hit, that was good. He beat the defense. Lines he calls.
Offsides against Orticelli.
You know, I just realized we only have one referee tonight.
I believe at this level it is one ref, two linesman system. It's the old system.
He's been busy.
It sure does.
And
there are advantages though, because your calls are usually more consistent. You don't have two referees to have two different ways to call.
Too many hands in the cookie jar, right?
That's actually the argument against that system. Cleared up and out by George Mason. Play to Wayland, and he's going to cover it up. I'd like to remind you that George Mason University Hockey is sponsored by Glory Days Grill. Going out before the game, after the game, to go watch the big game. Then go to Glory Days Grill, the official sports restaurant of the George Mason Patriots.
Hopefully we'll be able to go to one soon, because the last time we went, it was packed. Kind of excited waiting for it to see one, go to one.
Yeah, go early. It's a happening place. Back to the near side it goes. Play on the outside. As knocked down was Vecchio. Lost an edge. Effort there from McAllister as it played right in front. Shaw and Gassel couldn't get on it. McAllister behind the net to Gassel. This fourth line comes out and just makes things happen. Pejao from the far point. Got a man in the way, but he sends it down to the near side for Shields. Aaron Shields on the outside near point. Round the horn it goes for Vecchio. Back down low. Gassel got taken off by two men as McAllister has it now battling for it. Gassel with the first opportunity for the pass. Second one, almost knocking that out of the air, was Connor Gear. I am so impressed with this fourth line. I really am. These guys come out and they're just spark plugs. Every last one of them.
They're your grinders.
But they're working hard and they're working offense. Impressive. Halfway through this game, as the shot comes, Wayland will stick it aside and leave it off. Round the horn it goes to the near side. Gassel didn't realize it was coming for him. It's a little too far. Matt Bishop will take it away. Delaware works the breakout now, tries to get it out for Tarantino. Nothing doing. Gassel will get back to it. Sends it to the far side for Pejao. Will send it up and out of play after the large pressure there by Kevin Ladow. 9:41 remains here in the second. It's 1-0, George Mason.
Just to point out a little something, this week Nick Baker is the highlighted hockey player on the website. He actually has a point tonight, I believe.
Yes, he did. He got the second assist on the goal.
He reigns from McLean High School, not McLean, McLean. I was corrected early on that. They don't like that when you say it the wrong way.
As it's back to the near side, George Mason trying to get it up and out of the zone. Nothing doing. They're stuck on the half boards on the near side. Delaware working that puck. Goes for Hulse. Hulse round behind the net, puts it in front, and played away there. Good effort there by Connor Gear. Delaware in their own zone will play it up to the near side. Jumping into that one was Andrew Nash. Goes back for Garrett Pohl off of Wayland's stop. Pohl avoids the hit, and it goes to the far side. That's Jeff Egan who will carry the mail. Gets onto the outside, plays it ahead for Tarek Zagate. Round behind the net. Zagate getting back to it. With him is David Guiney. Delaware will come out the victor of that one. I believe that's Ladow who has that puck. Sent over the far side. Up and out. Pohl will retrieve it at center red. Pushed ahead for Sevi Cordova. The strong stick forces it back into the zone. He carries, dangles once, forced off of it on the second effort. Back round to the near side. Nick Baker, our featured player of the week, will grab it in his own zone. Back to the near side, cleared up ahead for Sevi Cordova. He's battling off. Oh, Bishop will knock him off the biscuit. And they're going to get, it should be an interference call. He went for the man before he went for the puck. The Kasperitis effect, as I like to call it. And we're going to have the Patriots on the power play again.
That's a third penalty of the period that they got, and they've had really good looks here.
And that's the third penalty of the game for Bishop.
Yeah, maybe the Bishop just likes the box a little bit.
Well, I don't think we have any statistics on penalty minutes yet. No. Team's not keeping the things updated yet, but that'll happen.
It's one little break, John.
Are we getting a 2 and 10? Going into the box as well will be Stephen Bryson. We'll see from the public address. Comes off from Sevi Cordova, looking down low to Tony. Now to Sevi, takes the shot off of his stick and wide. Far side it goes as the puck rode the dasher most of that way. It's cleared up and out by Delaware off of the odd bounce. Whalen will stop. He looks like Eddie Belfour out there looking to launch that puck down ice. He'll decide against it. 1:35 remains here on the power play. Round to the near side it goes. Brian Bach will carry. Pressure on from Eric Orticelli. He's the other guy who's been all over. As Mandeville will try and work to it. Goes over to Baker. Up top for Bach. Over to the far side. It swings round behind the net. Mandeville from the far side corner. Now to the half boards. He gets it back behind the net for Tony Cordova. He looks to Sevi in front. It's off of the stick of goaltender Carla. And now it's out. 1 minute remains on the power play. As opportunity back the other way for Dustin Rabinowitz down low in Patriot territory. We'll have a whistle. He will get the 2 and 10, and we're going to have another penalty called.
Yeah, 10 for misconduct. And now it looks like number 9. Number 9 is Brian Bach. He's going in the box. Didn't see what it was for, though.
It was a high stick call.
It was a high stick.
And we'll have the rest of that power play negated. 57 seconds of 4-on-4.
Referee's earning his money tonight.
Over to the far side, it goes off the face-off win. Big hit in front of the George Mason bench. And trying to get this team back into it. Excited. Perhaps a little bit of revenge. As into Patriot territory will go Josh Evans. Evans will center the pass. No one there to get it. 36 seconds remains on 4-on-4 as it's on the near side half boards of the Patriot zone. Orticelli will play it down low. Gets it to Downs. Put it right in front. He's trying to get away to that's Josh Evans. Strong power play unit out here for the Blue Hens. Behind it goes for Aaron Shields. Shields to the near side, trying to send it ahead for Tyler Lovejoy. Can't seem to get it through. Lovejoy will get it the second time and gets it up and out of the zone. Far side it goes. Carbonke with that puck. Back to the near side boards. Goes for Eric Downs. Downs in his own zone. Sends to the near side for Orticelli. 1 minute remains on a abbreviated power play for Delaware. Ahead it goes for Downs. On the outside, cleared up and finally out. Slow puck comes out of the zone. To the near side is Orticelli. Lots of pressure on from Lovejoy. Sends to the far side for Carbonke. Lovejoy gets in the way of that pass, but it will go in to Patriot territory. We have 35 seconds remaining on that power play for the Blue Hens. Far side point, up top for Carbonke, top of the slot. To the near side he goes for Orticelli. Back over the far side, intercepted by Egan and sent the length of the ice. A great clearing effort there with 23 seconds left. Through for Orticelli. Orticelli driving his way through, loses the biscuit on the way in, just at those curling dots, as is cleared up and out off the glass. 8 seconds remains on the power play for Delaware. Carbonke on the breakout will send to the far side. As it's sent in, and we're going to look for the icing call. We'll get it. Delaware not ending that power play on a good note.
No, but both teams don't have many shots. Patriots got 2 so far in this period. And University of Delaware is left with 1, I believe. And we have 5:13 left in the second. So that's really a defensive battle right there.
We'll have the face-off down in Delaware territory, won by the Blue Hens. Ahead it goes for Andrew Knight. Sent down low. Chasing after will be Andrew Nash. He got a piece of it, sent it ahead to Pole. Nash back at it, will take it away from the down player. Back on the near side for Sevi Cordova. Sevi Cordova looking for the long toss to Zagata, and it was intercepted. Back over to the far side. Through for Melendez. Melendez, it went off of the dasher. And Tony Cordova will send it to the near side for Sevi. Cleared round the horn, over for Tony Cordova. He sent it back the long way. Cordova on the far side corner, a little bit of help from Zagate. Digging at it. I hope he has the mineral rights over there. Back to the round behind the net goes for Eric Martell of Delaware. Back the other way ahead it goes for Andrew Knight. Knight dangles around one man. Quick shot, save made on the pad. Rebound. Another save. And Butch by Whalen as he finally covers it up.
And we had a penalty, it looks like, coming up here, too. On Green, maybe. Interference.
Knight dangled around a player right in front. It was 2-on-0 from point-blank range, and Whalen came up huge.
Yeah, he made himself big, made two beautiful saves, and he's keeping this game a 1-0 lead for the Patriots. But yeah, 55's going off.
No, we're gonna have
Shields.
one on. No, I'm sorry, that's from the
10-minute.
Right, the misconduct. Thank you. In the box will be Aaron Shields. But I think it's going to be one of those good penalties to take, considering that puck's not in the back of the net. Sometimes the 2 minutes is better.
As long as you kill the 2 minutes, then it's an okay penalty.
Well, yeah, that's the truth, isn't it? Cleared up and out by the Patriots. Interference is the call. I'm going to say that's a good penalty to take in that situation. Far side it goes for Martell. Cleared in. We're going to have icing on the power play. 1:41 remains on that penalty kill for the George Mason Patriots.
George Mason University Hockey is sponsored by the Spine and Joint Institute, located in Fairfax, Virginia. They focus on family wellness, sports medicine, and your chiropractic needs. Call to book your appointment at 703-994-4874. Visit online at thesjinstitute.com for more details.
Face-off won by the Patriots, slapping at his Pouliot. Gets another chance at it off of a stick and up and out of play.
Actually, I might call the Spine and Joint Institute later. I'm watching all these hits, I'm getting sore.
Well, hey, Dr. Felix Yeskin does a great job. He's also the Potomac Patriots doctor, and he's helping out the George Mason Patriots as well.
Great guy.
Yes, indeed. Face-off won by the Blue Hens. Over to the far side it goes for Josh Evans. Evans loses the mail, and it comes out for Pouliot, one of those former Potomac Patriots. Pouliot will have it as we have 1:23 remaining on the penalty kill. As Pouliot dangles once, but he can't hold on to it that second time. Back the other way is Delaware. Slap to the near side as Stephen Bryson took that pass he didn't expect. Back over it goes for Eric Downs. Downs, back behind the net. Bouncy play in front, and it's stopped by Whalen. Behind the net it goes. Delaware trying to play it right in front from on the doorstep. Lots of sticks in the way, and it's cleared up and out. A good play by the George Mason Patriots. 51 seconds remains on the man advantage. Back through on the near side. Bach will take it and slap it the length of the ice. George Mason is down a man, but it doesn't look like they're playing that way.
No, not at all, John.
Out from the far side it goes, cleared the length of the ice. We're going to have another icing on the power play? We will. That's a definite sign of being a little bit scattered.
Yeah, you know what? Mason's controlled this period. Even though the shots don't match it, the physicality, they came out, and the team that was here in the first is not here in the second.
I mean, we said it in the intermission that, that's the time to get calmed down and be ready for the game, and it's really worked, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
Long toss coming to the near side. It's taken away there by Siracco. Cleared back in. Garrett Pohl will steal it. Gets it out past the blue line, but not much further. Back to the near side it goes for Liddell. Liddell will swing around behind the net. Still has in that far side corner. Garrett Pohl will put him into the boards. Just 3 seconds remaining on the power play. Quick shot, sails wide. We have 5-a-side hockey right now. Let's see if George Mason can get it out of their own zone. 2 minutes remaining in the second. Back play in front, shot, save on the pad by Mandeville. Quick play in front, And Whalen diving across the crease. I don't think he had to get it. The defense was in the way. Mandeville has to be hurting after that one, though. Another shot from the point. Steered aside by Whalen. Great save there. Back to the near side. Orticelli digging after it. Away from Schildkraut. Orticelli down low. Plays it ahead for Hulse. Minute 40 remains in the second. Hulse from the far side corner puts it up top to Orticelli. Trying to put it back down to Hulse. It's taken away by a host of Patriots. Can Tony Cordova get it out of the zone? He finally will. 1:25 remains in the second. 1-0 Patriots. Far side it goes for Lovejoy, who will send it into the zone. Back round to the near side. Boards of the Patriots try to make this into an opportunity. Mandeville tried to have a piece of it. He was steered aside. Kept in by Buck at the near side point. He puts it down low. It's stopped off by Eric Martell. Martell will send it back to the near side. Kept in by Bach again to the point. Looks for the shot. Dangling. Second. Oh, he takes the shot. It sails wide off the toe. Minute remains in the second. Big hit on the far side in front of the bench. Pouliot will take what remains. Back it goes for Nick Baker in his own zone. He looks for the long toss ahead for Jeff Egan. Egan can't get to the puck, so he'll take the man. Lovejoy with it. Takes a shot. Glove! Save and held on to by Troy Klana. That was beauty.
That was beauty. And at one point, 3 Patriots were behind the defense of University of Delaware, but they just couldn't capitalize. They just couldn't get the puck on the stick of the right way.
39.2 seconds remain here in the second, and George Mason's pulling out all the stops.
They are. They got to keep this up.
Face-off one. Back to Sevi Cordova. Sevi's got 35 seconds left. Puts it in front. Shot. Save right in the 5-hole. It's caught between the pads off the Zagate shot.
He got a little nervous there. You see him a little shaking.
30 seconds. If George Mason could grab a goal here before the period is out, it would be huge momentum going into the locker room.
Absolutely.
Face-off one by the Blue Hens, but Cordova will put a lot of pressure on and still taken away by the blue and gold. Far side. Kept in by Shields. Save made on the glove and held on to. We'll get 18 seconds remaining here in the second.
He was just protecting his bucket there. That was a head gunner.
Looks like we'll have the face-off to the far side, the glove side this time. Tony Cordova setting up to take that face-off. He's won 2 of the last 3 down here in the zone. And looks like he'll win another one. No, but it's stolen away quickly there by Andrew Knight. Back it goes ahead for Evans. Evans, and they're going to call it off sides, and Evans was looking for a call. I think he's upset he's not getting his Emmy.
Yeah, you know what? I really don't think he lost his balance, to tell you the truth. I think he's more upset that he just couldn't keep his foot on the line. I mean, the way he fell down, he just lifted up that other foot as the puck went over, and it offsides.
10 seconds remain here in the second. Perhaps I am being a bit too hard. Face-off one. Delaware will clear it in. 5 seconds remain as George Mason will try to send the length of the ice. 3 seconds remain. That's how we're going to wrap up the second period of play. Your score. Oh, as we have a bit of some talking here at the blue line. 3 Blue Hens and 2 Patriots. Whalen just skates past. I don't want nothing to do with this. It's Tony Cordova in there. The other man is Andrew Knight. Separating them is the captain, Eric Downs of Delaware. Well, tempers definitely flaring and emotions running high, as that was a rough second period for the Delaware Blue Hens, but the score is still 1-0. I'm John Baranowski. With me is Phillip Prevost. We'll send you the intermission report and hopefully some interviews right after this.
Welcome back, sports fan. This is Phillip Prevost here with Coach Carpenter. He's the goalie coach here. Coach Carpenter, what has changed between the first and the second? What changes did you make that has shown such a great improvement from the first to the second?
The big thing is our forecheck right now. We're just getting in there, cleaning up. They're tiring down their lines. We're shortening the lines a little bit so we can play, because we know we need a W for this game. And the players know what they need to do to correct themselves from the first period, which is basically what we talked about in the locker room, that they know what they need to do and they're doing it.
Okay, so how would you rank Waylon's play then?
I think Waylon's playing on point. He's doing what he needs to do. He's controlling tempo of the game. He's covering up. He's holding his rebounds, and he's making the desperation saves when we need him.
Yeah, he's had some traffic in front of him too tonight.
A lot of traffic.
So what do you expect from the third?
I think this game's going to come down to special teams, power plays, penalty kills. It's been a tight game. Delaware's aggressive, and it's going to come down to a random bounce unless we can come out here and show a big difference compared to the second period.
Okay, let's just hope that, compared to last week against the Seahawks, the third period wasn't your best. It wasn't Waylon's fault, just kind of a complete team collapse. So hopefully you keep this aggression up, and we look forward to seeing you, the team in the third.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for coming in. Back to you.
Welcome back, sports fans. John Baranowski here with Phillip Prevost. A big difference between the second period and the first. I was a bit concerned we were a little too hard on George Mason, but whatever I said in the locker room worked brilliantly. Major difference.
And as I tell my own students, I keep it real. I'm tough, but I get results. Like, the kids respond. Tell them how it is. Tell them, hey, you're not playing your best. Get out there and push harder. And we saw huge difference. Now, the shots don't match for that. I mean, they only had 8 in the first, 14 now, so 6 shots, but they made that one count, and that's why it's 1-0 lead.
That's exactly it. It's all about that shooting percentage rather than just the volume.
Right. Quality, not quantity.
Right. There's only one stat that matters, and that's the scoreboard.
Yes.
So, big difference. And, you got to hear a little bit from some of the coaching staff. What do you think they have to do in the third now?
Not what happened last week. Same situation. They were up 1-0 and at 2. They played tough, and then after they let the Seahawks last week at that first goal, it went downhill. They have to stand strong, and I think the true testament will be if Delaware does get a goal in this period, how does the Patriots respond? They just can't collapse. They can't fold, pack up shot, and go. This is a very important game to them. This team is good. They've won a championship in the last 3 years. They're looking to show that they belong in this league.
And it's big for the rankings. You take on a team like Delaware and you upset them, that goes a long way. And that's a big way towards playoffs and so on. Much later in the season, obviously, but that stuff matters.
Right, and I feel like you have to win because you got to go into tomorrow night, which is against James Madison, who they've already lost to this year, 6-2. After having a 3-2, they were down 3-2 and then kind of lost it there in the third that game. Just go in there with confidence and get revenge from that loss 2 weeks ago.
So the biggest trick, if Delaware can score, bouncing back and keeping your poise, as my coaches always used to say.
Right, and Waylon, keep doing what you're doing.
Hey, amen to that. That was beautiful. We'll see if he can continue to stand on his head.
All right, can't wait.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for us. We'll send you the drop of the puck and the rest of the action right after this. Welcome back, sports fans. John Baranowski here for the third and final period between the Delaware Blue Ends and the George Mason University Patriots. Delaware will take it into the Patriot territory. Put the quick shot on Waylon. Waylon knocked down for the third time this game. And we're not going to get a call once again.
He cannot be happy with that. They keep coming into his kitchen and just knocking him around.
We'll have the face-off down to the stick side of Waylon. Won by the Patriots. It goes for Baker over the far side for Garrett Pohl. Pohl on the far side. Carries ahead, lots of pressure on from Andrew Knight. Round behind the net it goes. To the near side it goes for Baker. Baker looks for the shot off a shin pad. Sails well wide. Far side it goes. Here to the near side boards. Pohl trying to get back to it. Pouliot got his stick caught up. He's lucky he didn't get the call on that one. It was inadvertent, but it didn't look good.
It was a pretty bad help, John.
As it goes over to the far side boards, off the long shot. It's coming back to the near side. Mandeville trying to get back away from it. Man tripped up in front. I think he sold that a little bit. That was Daniel Hulse. I think we're going to get a call anyways. Hand pass. Well, that's better than a tripping call, isn't it?
Yeah, and Delaware was trying to buy a call there, too. He felt the little stick under the elbow there, went down like a ton of bricks.
You know, it certainly is a part of the game. You have to sell those calls here and there. Just the question is when and how much. Off the face-off win, Delaware will have it, but it's played back in by Ryan Pejau of the Patriots. Delaware working the breakout, a little bit of pressure on from Lovejoy. Up through center, now it goes for Andrew Knight. Knight stops in center red, sends it to the far side. Big hit on Knight by Pouliot. Back to the near side, Lovejoy in behind the defense. He's not going to be able to get to it before the net, but he'll swing around behind to play it in front. Play through for Dan Vecchio. His stick was caught up. They're not going to get the call on the stick lift. Back to the near side. Carried through for Mantell. He dropped off back to that near side board for Melendez. Melendez centers it through. Vecchio will get back to it, but not enough. Melendez will take it outside of the Delaware zone. Far side now cleared. Caught out of the air. What a reach by Aaron Shields. Ahead for Gassel. Dan Gassel put it into the zone. Zach Kappa behind his own net. Swings around to the near side boards. Puts it off the high glass. And it's sent ahead. Carried up ice now by Jason Melendez. He looks for the shot. Sails wide off the backboards and covered up there by Waylon. 17:49 remains here in the third period. 1-0 George Mason.
Just kind of go back to kind of buying calls. At least this year the NHLs have been addressing that, and they changed that in the rule book with diving. And they're making it more of a harsher crime. I think it can be more of a game misconduct now than just a 2-minute.
And it does take some time to trickle down into the NCAA and then the ACHA. But as it has been, we have shootouts here for a reason. Play in top of the slot. Now comes to the near side for Brian Bach. On the outside. Looks for the shot. Glove save and a beaut by Klana.
I didn't think he was going to get that one. That was just right on the edge of his glove.
He set out shades of Luongo, just reaching out for it, putting some flair on it.
Maybe he'll have a little Luongo and stand by his post and let us sneak in like they did during the playoffs a couple years ago.
We can hope that he folds like an over-caffeinated origami artist, but we don't know if we'll get it. Quick shot, blocker, save. The rebound set just wide of the stick of another Delaware player. It's back to the near side boards. Delaware putting on some pressure in George Mason territory, trying to send it up for Liddell. Liddell couldn't get a handle on it. Back through center it goes for Hulse. Slapped away by a Patriot. Back into the zone it goes. Never really crossed the blue line, so the player's still set up. Bach from behind his own net. He carries up ice, pitchforking it ahead. Sends it into the zone, but it's taken off by Ryan Sirocco. Sirocco ahead, goes for Liddell. Liddell pushed it ahead, sent back the other way by the Patriots. Bouncing puck. It'll go over the stick of Zach Kappa, and we'll have the icing waved off. 16:43 remains here in the third. 1-0 Patriots. It'll be behind Whalen. He'll stop it off behind the net. It goes for Shields. Bouncing puck to the bad bounce off the side of the cage, and Whalen has got to be shouting down there, shades of Denny Lemieux. Back to the near side.
That was his own player, Sean, too.
Well, it was a poor decision for the time, and Whalen's lucky it didn't come to him. Man, maybe the defenseman's lucky it didn't come to Whalen. He did not look happy. Far side it goes.
There you go.
And Nick Baker was held up, and we're going to get a call for a high stick. Does that mean Baker's going to the box? It sure looks that way.
Oh, our highlight player.
No, are they just going to say it was played by a high stick? I guess so.
No, 13.
Ah, okay, I was right.
So it's going Patriots power play.
So
Glory Day Grill power play.
Steve Zawada going to the box with 16:09 remaining here in the third. George Mason on the power play.
This is where you do it right here. If the Patriots have done anything well, they need to capitalize here. Show it's not going to be another third period collapse.
Well, let's see how it shakes out. We'll have Tony Cordova in for the faceoff. Goes over to Sevi. Back over to the near side for Brian Bach. Looks a lot, plenty of room, takes a shot, stick save, and it goes over for Sevi Cordova. Just 10 seconds off of this power play. Sevi Cordova on the half boards. Zawada in for high sticking as it goes in front. Slapped away by a blue hen. Puck bounces right back, but not quite to the goal. Back behind the net goes for Sevi Cordova. Cordova, on those far side half boards, puts it up top of the slot for Baker. He sends it right back. Cordova works his way in, takes the shot right into a Delaware player, and finally will come out. Comes for Tony Cordova, who'll take a place over on the far side. 1:22 remains on the power play as he sneaks his way across. Brian Bach will go to it, plays it over. Quick shot from Baker. Save made in the glove, and he's going to hang on to that one. 1:16 remains on the power play.
That was good. Good shot, better save there. You know, the I can't think of the word. Delaware's jerseys. They kind of remind me of the old Blues colors. Kind of yellow and light blue.
You know, you're not the first one to say that. I worked once with University of Delaware commentator when I was at ACHA Nationals. We have another stoppage in play here.
We have an interference call.
Interference call will negate that power play.
21.
Tony Cordova going to the box. 1:12, a 4-on-4, followed by an abbreviated power play. That's the second time that's happened. Losing the big opportunity.
All right. Well, here's another thing. Just let's not take too many penalties. I mean, let's not get frustrated. Keep the course. 1,000 points of light.
Stay the course. Round back to the near side. That is clear. The length of the ice is 4-on-4, so we will have the icing call. Actually, I do believe both teams are wearing the Los Angeles Kings style sweater. They're the same pattern, different colors. In fact, the golds are in the same place. Okay. As Baker will take it off the face-off win. To the near side for Pouliot. Pouliot through center. Carries over the far side. They're going to call it offsides. He was just a little slow getting across. 52 seconds remains on the 4-on-4.
So, going back to Baker, because that's why we mentioned that he was the highlight player of the week. When he was in high school, he was named to first team All-Star and the NVSHL State Player of the Year.
Good for him. Talent certainly shows as he quarterbacks the George Mason power play. Brian Bach playing some good puck protect hockey as he sends a long toss ahead for Tony Zagade. Zagade put it into the zone, but couldn't stay there for long. Now it goes a chance for Daniel Gassel. Over the far side, Zagade giving chase, but getting there first will be Eric Downs. Playing it through, quick shot from Kappa. It's right in front of the cage, and Whalen snaps down on it. He expected to move it and caught a run or something. That puck stuck.
He just lucky he got his pad flat on the ice right there, and it was like a brick was not moving there. Oh, Baker also is all team Metropolitan area.
George Mason University Hockey is sponsored by Geico of Northern Virginia. Geico, where a 15-minute phone call can save you 15%. Call agent Dave Stinson Sr. for a quote at 703-754-3555. Puck played over. Down the near side on the cross-ice feed. Comes through for Tyler Lovejoy. Lovejoy sends it back. 4-on-4 will expire. We have an abbreviated power play for Delaware. Back along the near side. Delaware trying to work it through. Sends it back over to the far side boards. Garrett Pohl will grab after it. Goes across the crease. Whalen stabbing at it with a stick. Back to the near side. Cleared up and out. 29 seconds remains on the power play for Delaware. As deep into the corner was Klana. Lovejoy puts the other number 12, Ryan Sirocco, into the boards. Lovejoy will have it. He retreats into his own zone, trying to burn off some time. He's got 16 seconds to kill. Swings behind his net, comes to the near side. Baker has it, sends it back over for Pohl, and they're playing keep away right now. They want that man advantage negated. Baker will clear it round the horn. That's going to be enough. 2-1, and that's going to be the end of 5-on-4 hockey. Centering pass comes through for, was that Connor Gear? Couldn't get a handle on it, couldn't corral it in time. 13 minutes remain here in the third, 1-0, George Mason. To the near side it comes for Jack Schildkraut. Schildkraut along the near side. Centering pass off the stick. Bouncing puck will send all the way over to those far boards. Played in. Quick shot off the side of the cage from Eric Orticelli. That was deceptive. Brown to the near side. Right into the bread basket. And Wayland has it covered.
Yeah, I actually thought it did go in because just where it landed on the outside of the net, it looked like it just went right in. So upcoming games, like we said earlier, tomorrow night, it says 9:30, probably more like 10 at night. It's going to be against James Madison Bulldogs.
And that's going to be here on crossicefeed.com. Same web address. Over to the far side, quick shot well over the net. Trying to play center field was Whalen, but it went over him. All those near side boards, Tony Cordova will intercept, trying to play it through to Zagade, just past his stick. To the near side corner it goes. Zagade still giving chase. Sevi Cordova will come in for it. Still on that near side in the corner. Zagade will center it to Cordova, but he couldn't hang on for long. It's still in that corner. Tony Cordova with it now, and Delaware will take it right back. Round behind the net it goes for Orticelli. Carried up on the far side is Eric Downs. Downs will play it ahead to Knight. Knight from the corner. It's stopped off by Ryan Pejau in front of the net. Quick play in front. Oh, and a man in front. Diving player. He couldn't get a handle on it. Not sure who that was in front. I think it was Eric Downs, who had a large opportunity. Went by the wayside. Delaware working it from their own blue line as George Mason gets a quick change on. We have 11:45 remaining here in the third. 1-0, George Mason. The Patriots will work from behind their own net, working the break out to the near side. As sent ahead for Kevin McAllister. This spark plug line back out. Gassel chasing it down. It goes off his shin pad. He keeps it in to McAllister. McAllister round behind the net. Puts it in front. Oh, and a good play by Gassel. He just couldn't connect.
Fourth line being rewarded here, John.
Cross back to the near side it goes. Bach will have a chance at it. Far side it goes. Giving chase is Dan Vecchio. Getting in the way will be Zach Kappa. Kappa will send it to the near side. Kept in by Garrett Pohl. Pohl will center it through. I think he was trying to find McAllister just a bit off. Taken ahead by Joseph Tarantino. Tarantino sends it ahead for Zawada. Quick play in front, diving across the cage, but no need. We're going to have a delayed penalty call now. I believe it's coming against George Mason.
I'm not surprised, but Whalen went full butterfly, you know. Not actual butterfly, but
not butterfly goalie
not
style.
Goalie.
Butterfly as if he fluttered across the net. That's
Yes.
what you're saying, yes.
He was in desperation. Oh, darn. I'm surprised he didn't. I'm surprised he didn't pull anything on that. That was a good stretch from post to post.
Goalies are flexible people. Tyler Lovejoy will be in the box. Again, that might be one of those good penalties to take. It's better than a puck in the back of the net trying to take that 2-minute disadvantage. Face-off won by Delaware. As it's over on the far side boards. Pressured hard by Jeff Egan. Cross-checking will be Lovejoy's penalty as it's up. Quick shot. That shot came from Dustin Rabinowitz, and now it's cleared up and out. Klana will stop it in front of his own net. Easy save on the paddle. Minute 30 remains on the Delaware power play. Far side, Egan trying to get to it. Delaware forcing it over the blue line. No, it's going to be stopped by Egan right in front. UD will recoil to their own blue line. Setting up shop now as it's pushed ahead for Melendez. Melendez will send it around behind the net. Getting in the way will be Nick Baker. He takes a bit of a hit from Melendez. Melendez battling in there now. Egan will join the fray. Coming out with it will be Dustin Rabinowitz. Up top it goes for Evans. Down to, I believe that is Rabinowitz. Yes, indeed. Comes up top. Quick shot. Save made in the glove. It bounced loose. Now we have some players stabbing it. We're going to have a quick whistle there. It might have still been loose. It might have been that Wayland had it and Delaware poked it out.
Yeah, got to thank the post on that one. It was a funny noise there and it hit the post, too. Just hit the bottom part.
53 seconds remain on the power play for Delaware. 1-0, George Mason.
That counted as a shot? Okay.
Goes over the far side, cleared up and out by George Mason. Eric Orticelli was looking like, wait, did it go through me? He looked as though he were in grave pain, but there's no way it hit him. It went the right length of the ice. Delaware will carry now. The head for Carbonki. He loses it. Brian Bach will send it out again. 30 seconds remain on the power play. Carbonki behind his own net will send it over the far side now for Orticelli. Long toss to the near side for Knight. Knight in front. Quick shot. No, he won't be able to get it off. Back now it goes for Pouliot. To the near side for Orticelli, who manages to get the biscuit back. To Downs. 10 seconds remain, and they've got it set up. Save made on the pad stretch, and there's a pile up in front of the net. Are we going to get a whistle for it? We will. They just a major pile up in front. Wayland got the toe out to get it on the pad, and two players were in, one in blue, one in green. Not sure who started it. 3 seconds remain on that power play.
I just wanted to see, maybe they called something on University of Delaware, but they didn't.
I think it might have simply been man in the crease, and you'll see that now and then. Over now for Tony Cordova, and he couldn't hang on. Back to the near side it goes. No, Garrett Pohl going to get in the way. I expected it to go to Jack Schildkraut. Delaware in their own zone will play to the near side for Schildkraut. Forced its way ahead. It's going to be Bishop and Schildkraut battling on the near side boards. It'll go to Zagate, trying to find Tony. To Savvy, quick shot, bouncing back. They score! Tony Cordova takes the bouncing puck and bats it out of the air into the back of the net. It's a 2-goal lead for the George Mason Patriots.
And that's just, rewarding hard work. They came out, they've gone into some penalty trouble, but they stuck through it, and they're rewarded with the goal. 2-0 Patriots.
The old phrase on that was shoveling the garbage, getting right in front and looking for those bouncing pucks and see what you can do with it. You get in, you get dirty, you shovel the garbage, and they got a goal off of it. Puck bounces just outside the Patriots zone. Tony Cordova will get the goal, his second of the night. Sevy Cordova will get the first assist, just like the first goal.
We got some.
Tarek Zagate will get the second assist.
So both Cordovas?
Yes.
It's a brother.
Cordova and Cordova, brothers-in-law. The brothers Cordova with both of your goals. We'll come up with something witty for that.
We'll have to, yeah.
8 minutes remain in the third. It's 2-0 George Mason. Back to the near side it goes. Gear trying to hold it in, nothing doing. After that puck went up and out of play. Shields goes over the far side. Again for Tarantino. Goes to the near side boards. Gear will fan on it. It's played in by Alex Rubin. First we've seen him. Round behind the net. Ryan Pejao will play to the near side. Connor Gear will get to it. Bouncing puck up to the top of the circle. Ahead for Gear, who had a hand on it but couldn't play it to a stick. Shields will stop it in front. Right across that crease. Goes for Tarantina. Up top of the point. Quick shot came from Soraka. Soraka went off a shin pad, gets back to it. Now for Martell. Trying to play it right in front, right in the slot. Stick lift by Zawada, and he's going to go to the box, and he is not having it.
He got his hand caught in the cookie jar there, John.
He lifted the stick and got the body, and it's certainly a trip.
And with 7:15 left in this game, the Patriots are going to go on a power play, a Glory Day Grill power play. Power play. John was making fun of me earlier because I was saying my Pittsburghese a power play, so power play.
It's just a very relaxed way of talking at that Pittsburghese. Far side it goes for Nick Baker. Roughly 3 people in the audience understood that, maybe, if we're lucky. Far side, quick shot, sails wide. Back to the near side it goes. Up and out, trying to chase after was Bach. Minute 40 remains on the power play as it swings around behind. Bach sent into the boards, a hard hit by Andrew Knight, sailing in. Bach carries it on the far side. He soldiers on. Crosses the blue line. Looks to the outside. Swings round behind the net. To the far side corner, he puts it up for Baker. Baker on the far side point. He puts it down low off of Sevi Cordova. The Tony quick shot in front. No, couldn't get much on it. Brothers Cordova down beside the cage again. Sevi Cordova puts the man into the boards. Going to get back to the puck. He's trying. That man standing up to it is Andrew Knight. A chivalric effort to get that puck down the length of the ice. Brian Bach will take it away from in front of Whalen. Big pressure on coming from Daniel Hulse. He puts it to the far side for Baker. Ever Tony Cordova. No, it's intercepted there by Josh Evans. Evans is upended by Bach. A great play putting the body in there and sacrificing for the team. 45 seconds remain on the power play for the Patriots. They haven't gotten much on it yet. It looks like Delaware is at the bend but not break stage. Let's see if George Mason can put him over the top. Pejao to the far side for Mandeville. Back behind the net for Pejao. He'll start the breakout. 28 seconds remain on the power play. Pejao now to the near side for Baker, who crosses in to Blue Hen territory. Drops it off for Sevi Cordova. Cordova swings once, twice. No, and he's going to put it right to Baker, who swings round behind the net and over to that far side half boards. Into the center, quick shot right off his shin pad. It goes right in front of him. Now for Pejao, top of the slot. To the far side for Sevi Cordova. He easily eases it over to Tony. Quick play in front. Back over to the near side. Tony Cordova looking for the natural hat trick at this point. 5-a-side hockey now. Penalty expires. Play in front. Save made in the pad. We're going to have some pushing and shoving right in front of the crease.
I think the Patriots figured out a nice little plan here against Delaware. You know, get in there, get the puck down by the goal line, and just try to poke it in past the goalie. Just get him some interference, get him off his game.
5:11 remains here in the third.
And for I think maybe the first time or second time, Patriots lead in shots, 22-21.
Yeah, I do believe you're right. They've been trailing all game. Face-off won by Delaware, but the Patriots given chase. Now it's back the other way. Goes for Melendez on the far side. Patriots will steal it back. That's Zagate. Zagate will loft it, hits off a Delaware stick, and in that far side corner. Delaware with it in their own zone, plays over the far side for, that was Rabinowitz, and it's going to be stopped on a hand pass. 4:47 remains here in the third. I'm John Baranowski. With me is Phillip Prevost here on CrossIceFeed.com. Your official broadcast of the George Mason University Patriots, and we'll have a game tomorrow night, somewhere around 10 o'clock.
Yeah, just tune in for that.
Delaware will win the face-off, and they recoil back to their own zone, trying to set up shop. Trying to work the long toss and tip it in. We're going to get the icing call against the Blue Hens.
George Mason University is sponsored by Glory Days Grill. Go out before the game, after the game, to go watch the big game. Then go to Glory Days Grill, the official sports restaurant of the George Mason Patriots. Sorry, a long day of teaching, folks.
That's the problem with those Friday games. Saturday, at least you get to rest beforehand.
Rest?
Well,
I got grading papers tomorrow.
That's resting-ish. Okay, no. Back in the near side corner. I do that in my off time. Back to the near side. As it goes ahead, trying to work it out is Guiney. Round over the far side boards, it goes for Connor Gear. Matt Bishop will retrieve it. That's center red. He sends it to the near sideboards. Swing around over that far side. Brian Bach will get it up and out of the Patriot zone, but fresh legs will come on for UD and put it back right in. Bach in his own zone to the near side. That was Guiney who sent it the length of the ice. We're going to have the icing waved off as it must have hit somebody on the way in. We got 3:45 remaining here in the third. 2-0, George Mason. Puck bounced over to the far side. Brian Bach with it again. He'll play it over to Garrett Pohl. Pohl will send it ahead, care of Guiney. And it comes back through. Ahead now for Eric Martell of Delaware. To the near side it goes. It'll be off Jack Schildkraut. Over to the far side it goes. Bach gets pinned by Hulse. Still battling for it. We have 3:15 remaining in the third. To the near side. Garrett Pohl battling for it. A little bit of help from Lovejoy. Loft pass goes a little too far for Gear. He's going to go off for a change. 3 minutes remain. To the near side. Chasing after it will be Martell. Crowd getting into it. Decent crowd here for a Friday night as it goes over the far side. Pouliot will go for the, trying to get the play off of it, and he's going to get the penalty called. Going to be a cross check. A little suspect at that, but I mean, sometimes that's the way it goes.
Yeah, I don't think the goalie saw it either because he kind of stayed in his net. They didn't try to get that extra attacker on.
It wasn't a big hit, but I do believe he still had two hands on the stick, and that's the definition of a cross check. So it is what it is. Delaware has a chance to climb back into this one as it was voted the biggest cliche in hockey that the 2-goal lead is the most dangerous lead to hold.
You better stop that talking there, John.
It's the biggest cliche for a reason. George Mason has to hang on now. Face-off one. Now back comes to the near side for Orticelli. Takes a shot. Save made. Rebound. Sticked away by the Patriots. Back on the near side. Up and out of the zone. Delaware has to come back out and regroup. Andrew Knight was that one. Over to Orticelli. Now through for Downs. Back through it goes. Through to Orticelli on the near side. Back over for Siracco. Minute 30 remains on the power play, and the goalie comes off. We're 6-on-4. Comes up, just passed just a bit too far, but it's kept in now. Orticelli on the near sideboards. To the near side corner. Who is that? That's Andrew Knight. Digging with it is Shields. Plays off for Rabinowitz. Played around behind the net. Rabinowitz. Knight looking for it. Gets the backhand effort. Can't get much on it. Rabinowitz again. Now this time to the far side. Take away by Sevi Cordova. He launches it. Just wide of the net. Minute remains on the power play. And the empty net on the Delaware side makes it 6-on-4. Minute 38 in regulation. Ahead for Zach Kappa. He lofts it high and wide. Sevi Cordova over to the far side. Plays it off the high glass and up and out. A bouncing puck. Tony Cordova goes for it. He has 2 goals on the night. Will he get his third? He will. He gets the hat trick. Tony Cordova gets around a man and pops it into an empty net to get his third goal of the game. A short-handed empty net goal.
And George, the crowd is loving it. They're cheering them on. They're happy that George Mason's got that 3-0 lead. And it's a short-handed goal. Shots still remain 23-21. We have 1:21 left in this game.
So we'll come back out. The goaltender will go back in. It's 3-0 George Mason on 3 Tony Cordova goals. The goal unassisted, and we believe that the first goal was even strength, the second on the power play, and now the third shorthanded. That's a nice spread there.
The second one on the power play?
No, it was right after.
It was right after it expired. But I mean, you can really credit the power play for getting it because they really had it set up from there.
Well, we hope to have highlights of this game up on YouTube within a few days. James Madison game will certainly make that time schedule a little more pressed, so we'll see. It will be on here soon. So we'll find out. Power play expires. We have 44 seconds left as Delaware tries to have something to hang their hat on. I believe they play Nova tomorrow. as George Mason works it to the near side. Tarantino trying to work it through. Guiney trying to fight it from him. 30 seconds remain. Back in his own zone is Eric Martell. Guiney putting pressure on. Pejao will keep it in. And now Jeff Egan will force it through, but we're going to have, I think, an offsides call here with 21.3 seconds remain. 3-0 George Mason.
Just a reminder that we will be back tomorrow night. It says 9:30, but probably more closer to 10. We'll be watching the George Mason Patriots versus the James Madison Bulldogs, and hopefully we'll get some revenge from that 6-2 loss last week.
Face-off won by the Blue Hens. 17 seconds remain. As Schildkraut has a chance at it, goes off of a skate and back into this near side corner. We'll have a call right in front as the man tripped. I want to give a quick reminder that George Mason Hockey is sponsored by the Spine and Joint Institute, located in Fairfax, Virginia. They focus on family wellness, sports medicine, and your chiropractic needs. Call to book your appointment at 703-994-4874 and visit them online at sjinstitute.com for more details. That's Dr. Phillip Yeskin. As we have a lot of discussion going on. Going to the box is Kevin Liddell, and he's saying that he was picking the jersey. Andrew Nash will go to the box as well after racing over to try and defend.
Yeah, the bench was giving him an earful. There's a lot of chirping going on right now, and that's when he shook the jersey, shaking in. I don't know what's really on the back of it.
I don't know that it's... I mean, George Mason certainly has the advantage of saying scoreboard to just about anything they hear, but...
you got... Sometimes that's sometimes the idea. You got to prove that you're still tough out there, even if you're losing.
Face-off won by George Mason. They're going to hang on to it. They're on the power play, and they have no need to rub it in. A 3-0 victory and a shutout for Nick Whalen. Beautiful game all the way around.
Yeah, Whalen deserved it. He's worked very hard the last 2 weeks, and it's paid off.
And a great win, a 3-0 shutout against the University of Delaware. A fantastic program who came a long way and just couldn't put anything up on the board. It was a great win. George Mason looked a little shaky in that first period, but boy, did they make it work.
They did. I really think that first period was just the shakiness from the last game, that complete collapse. Just once they got that period over, like, okay, we can do this. And they changed course, and they didn't look back.
All right, so we will definitely be attempting to get some post-game interviews. We also need to do a post-game report. I believe we'll do that first, and then we'll see what interviews we can put on. That will take just a little bit of time, so stay tuned if you're interested. Otherwise, we'll make sure they get onto YouTube. I'm John Baranowski. He's Phillip Prevost, and we'll join you back here in a moment. Welcome back, sports fans. John Baranowski here with Phillip Prevost. We are going to have some post-game interviews, or at least we're going to try. We we sent our cameraman down on a fetch quest to make sure he can grab some players and see if they can get them up here, or at least somewhere where they can have microphone access.
Yeah, it's kind of tough because being so late. I mean, it's 3 till midnight. These kids probably had school this morning or classes at some point, you know, and they have to play again tomorrow night. So I mean, probably want to go home and sleep or probably eat.
Well, yeah, and just the distance down to their locker room, which is adjacent to the other rink, and we'll figure it out. Right. Anyways, we're going to work on getting you some interviews. So if you're interested, please stay tuned. We'll get them on YouTube eventually, regardless. As for that game, what a turnaround from the first period.
It was a complete 180. They were shaking the finning. The passes weren't clear. They weren't getting their shots, focused. And even though it was a low shot game, even though it finished 23-21.
Yes.
They made them count, and quality counts better than quantity.
And Wayland was truly rewarded for his efforts. He did a fantastic job. We said it last game. It didn't. I mean, the stat sheet doesn't show it in a 4-1 loss, but he stood on his head then. He stood on his head tonight, and he gets the first win and shutout of the season.
Yes, and it's kind of a shame he didn't get more shots to help boost that save percentage because he has been spectacular the last 3 games. It hasn't looked like it, like you said just now, but he's hung in there. And the team just played better in front of them.
Absolutely. And the defense did a great job tonight. They were a little shaky in that first period. And because they were shaky, Wayland looked a little shaky. But that first intermission, it all congealed. It clicked. You could tell. That's when this George Mason season truly began. This team is what we should be expecting.
Exactly. And you know what? You're talking about defense. Defense had they had a couple points in there, too. A couple assists, if not goals.
Had the second assist. And,
right.
Trying to think of the second. Regardless.
I mean, but that's the same, the confidence, being able to protect your goalie, and if you can do that, then you can play more offense and have those puck-moving defensemen.
And some big block shots and 2 smart penalties. And I know that sounds like an oxymoron, but there are times when you take the penalty, get the puck out of the way, get it frozen so it doesn't trickle in the back of the net on some odd bounce. It's forcing some puck luck in your direction.
Right, and it's not the best way of doing it all the time because, if you get that power play goal or you give up the power play goal, it's not a good thing. But sometimes it's better to take the penalty. And they weren't like bad penalties. It wasn't like stupid penalties. It was just in the heat of the moment trying to protect your goaltender. And I think that really was the motto. Let's play better in front of Wayland. He's been great. We've let him down. Let's give him something he deserves. And a shutout is a great way of doing it.
Great teams are built from the net outward.
Yeah.
I think we're starting to see that as this season truly gets underway tonight.
Right.
All right, so again, join us back here tomorrow night. The website says 9:30. Nova has a game starting at 8 on this rink. The Potomac Patriots are on the other end, also at 8. So we're pulling double duty here on Cross Ice Feeds. Both teams going. Good time.
Yeah, we'll have to wear our winter coats tomorrow, actually.
Yeah, we're working the clock and the music for the first Patriots game prior to this game, so we'll be nice and chilled. Anyways, do tune in, crossicefeed.com/GMU. Either way, have one for Potomac Patriots. You can find it on the tabs above you. Do stay tuned if you're interested in the interviews. We'll see who we can get. Hopefully, I'm not saying that for nothing. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for us for now. I'm John Baranowski. He's Phillip Prevost. Stay tuned.
Hi, sports fan. This is Phillip Prevost here with Nick Wayland, the goalie for the George Mason Patriots. So, Nick, how do you feel after that win?
The whole team's really pumped. We're really excited about it. We're looking forward to going in tomorrow. It was a big win after we dropped a couple crucial games right off the bat. This one stands for the regional rankings and stuff, so we're really pumped and ready to move forward.
So, we were saying all through the webcast here, between the first period and second period, complete 180. First period, the team was kind of tight, struggling, a little bit of miscues, and then it just completely clicked. What happened in admission, and what changed?
I think in the first period we just came out a little bit slow. I think we kind of misjudged the team that we were playing, just a tick. I mean, it took a little bit to just kind of get into a groove, get things going. We ended the first period, up one, went in, and we started. No, we didn't score until the second period, but we went in and we made some changes along the lines and got fired back up and ready to go, and felt pretty good the second period, much better than the first.
So, compared to last week, you were strong into first two, and then there was kind of a collapse. And then today, what has attributed to that, and what adjustments have you seen during the week? From the coaches, strategy. What do you see?
Because we dropped a couple of games, we had some big players that had some injuries, and that played a huge role in some. We didn't have some guys step up, and now we're having that, and we're getting some guys back. And over the week in practice, we stopped, went back to basics, started to work on some crucial things that needed to be fixed on the power play and some other things like that. And overall, I think we're seeing the product of our hard work this week.
What do you expect for tomorrow night?
I'm expecting a great game against JMU. I'm ready to go and ready to get that W tomorrow.
All right, we're going to let you go so you can go home and get some rest there. Thanks for joining us, Nick, today. And you guys, sports heads, remember, tomorrow night, probably around 10 o'clock, it'll be right here at the Prince William Ice Complex. It'll be your George Mason Patriots versus the James Madison Bulldogs. We'll see you then.